You know that feeling, right? That sinking in your stomach when you know you absolutely should say no, but for some reason, the word yes just tumbles out of your mouth. It can feel like a personal failing, like you're just not strong enough. But what if I told you it has almost nothing to do with weakness and everything to do with how your brain is wired?
So that's the big question we're going to tackle. Why is this tiny, two-letter word, no, one of the absolute hardest things for us to say? Well, the answer is buried deep, deep in our evolutionary past. And trust me, once you understand it, it's the key to taking back control.
All right, let's get right to the heart of it. This difficulty you feel, it isn't some modern problem. It's an ancient survival code that's literally hardwired into your brain.
I want you to picture this. Thousands and thousands of years ago, for our ancestors, being part of a tribe wasn't just a social thing. It was a matter of life and death. Seriously. Belonging meant you got food, you had protection from predators, you had a chance to survive. Getting rejected, that was basically a death sentence.
And see, that's the whole thing. Your brain, even today, can't always tell the difference between saying no to a small favor for a coworker and risking being cast out of the tribe. That jolt of anxiety you get, that's just a leftover echo of that ancient primal fear. It's your brain screaming, hey, don't get kicked out of the group. But here's where it gets really, really interesting. There's this huge paradox at play. We avoid saying no because we think we're protecting our relationships, but it turns out a thoughtful, well-placed no can actually be the secret to making those bonds even stronger. It's totally counterintuitive. Just look at this. On one hand, our fear is telling us that saying no will be seen as a rejection, that it's going to shatter the trust we've built. But the reality, it is the complete opposite. When you can genuinely say no to someone, it sends a powerful signal that you believe the relationship is strong enough to handle honesty.
This quote just nails it. A no isn't about pushing someone away, it's about being authentic. You're essentially saying, I trust our connection enough to be honest with you about my limits. And you know what? That is the absolute bedrock of real, lasting trust.
So, of course, this deep-seated fear we all carry around isn't just a personal struggle. Oh no, it's a vulnerability, and it's one that gets exploited all the time. Let's take a look at how marketers quite literally use this fear to their advantage, making it even harder for us to say no.
You've seen this a million times. Limited time offer. Only 2 seats left at this price. Flash sale ends tonight. This is the scarcity principle in action, and it's not an accident. It's a very deliberate tactic designed to make you feel like you're about to lose out on something incredibly valuable.
What it does is it hijacks that ancient need to belong, that fear of being left behind. Your brain doesn't just see a missed deal on a new pair of shoes. It interprets that scarcity as a kind of social loss. So resisting it feels like you're willingly choosing to be excluded, which makes saying no feel almost physically difficult.
Okay, so we get the why now. We understand the deep-rooted fear. But what do we actually do about it? How do we say no in a way that doesn't set off all those internal alarm bells? Let's break down a really simple practical tool called the sandwich method.
Think of it like a sandwich, right? It's a simple 3-part structure. You start with the top bun. That's something warm and connecting, like, I really appreciate you thinking of me for this project. Then comes the filling, the clear, direct, and unapologetic no. Unfortunately, I just can't take that on right now. And finally, you add the bottom bun, which reaffirms the connection. I'd love to help out in another way next month if you still need a hand.
The real beauty of this technique is that it perfectly balances kindness with clarity. The positive buns on either side cushion the direct no, showing respect for the other person while you firmly protect your own time and energy. It's honest, but it's not harsh. It's a game changer.
Okay, but, and this is really, really important, there's a crucial line we need to talk about. While learning to say no is incredibly empowering, we also have to be mindful of when it stops being a healthy boundary and starts becoming a wall.
See, a boundary is selective. It's like a fence with a gate. It's about saying no to the things that drain you so that you have the energy to say a big yes to the things that fuel you. A wall, on the other hand, is just a wall. It's indiscriminate. It's a pattern of saying no to pretty much everything, pushing all people and all experiences away.
And this is something we really need to pay attention to. If your no is part of a much bigger pattern of just withdrawing from life, if it's always followed by these heavy feelings of guilt, or you just have a total lack of energy, it might not be a boundary. It could actually be a sign of something like depression. And if any of this sounds familiar, it's a really, really good idea to reach out and talk to a professional.
So, just remember, a strategic, thoughtful no isn't about closing doors.
It's about building stronger, more honest foundations. And as we wrap up, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. What relationship in your life could you actually strengthen, not weaken, with a thoughtful, honest no?